Appreciate you guys coming out. First off, I'd like to thank our fans. Incredible turnout by our fans down here in Philly. I thought that was awesome. My hat's off to Temple. I thought they played a great game. They had a great plan. They executed it well. They played with great energy. I'm really proud of our football team. You know, I learned a long time ago at the beginning of my career, one of my mentors taught me, on a day when you're not throwing your fastball, you have to be good enough to find a way to win. And that's what we did today. Defensively, we made some huge stops. Offensively, you know, did what we had to do there at the end to end the game. Is it what we aspire to? No. But again, you can't get too worked up about one way and you can't get too worked up about the other way. It's somewhere in between. We're a young football team. We just got to keep working, and we'll continue to get better. So I'm proud of our guys. They really, really found a way to win, which is not easy to do in college football. Questions?
Greg, what can you tell us about Gavin?
Yeah, he had an injury, and he couldn't go. So we were down to one scholarship quarterback. Evan went in there and did a good job, fought his guts out, found a way to win the game. Like I said, it wasn't pretty, some of the things we did offensively, but at the end of the day, we found a way to win, and that's what you need to do as a football team.
I know the game just ended, but any idea, one, what the injury is and how long he might be out?
Not yet. It's too soon. Too soon to even make it, guess at that.
Talk about the defense being so special today. What stood out to you?
Well, I think 3 fourth down stops. A pick six that really, I think, ignited our team. I really felt like this week we worked very hard in practice. I thought they were focused. It wasn't perfect, but we haven't been perfect yet. We haven't been close to perfect. So we're a work in progress for sure. But defensively, we did some things. Now, we did some things that we're not happy with as well. One of those double moves, they dropped. Otherwise, that's a touchdown. So there's plenty of stuff to work on in all three phases. Again, we got penalties in the kicking game, which is unacceptable. Can't do that. But then again, did some things in the kicking game that allowed us to. I thought Adam was masterful again, Corsack. And the Gunners did a great job, and 0 return yards. That's the goal we go into every week with, and he did a great job. So a lot of good stuff. 0 turnovers by the offense. That's one of those deals. I think since we've been back, I don't know if we're 8-0, 9-0 when we don't turn the ball over. So that may be more. I'm not sure of the stat. I know we're undefeated when we don't turn the ball over. So we did that well. And
Greg, what's your level of concern overall with the offense?
Nothing more or less than it was, Steve. I didn't think, it was very clear where we were at the end of last season. I think we've improved. Today wasn't a great show of that, but we've improved for sure. We have 2 young quarterbacks that are playing right now, so that factors into things. But I'm not overly concerned because I knew where we were. Sometimes people get carried away with a result here or there. We're a work in progress, and we're going to keep getting better. And not only the guys that are playing are going to keep getting better. We have guys that are really close to breaking into the lineup in some way, some capacity. And when they do, they're going to help. So we just keep moving forward. I think Chris Long, that one third down catch he made with one hand again. My goodness, that was, it's not a very many yards, but it was a first down, and it was a heck of a catch to get his feet down and catch that ball. So there's a lot of young guys that are talented, that are on the come, and we just got to keep developing them, and that's what we do here.
Just as a follow-up, it seemed like the game plan was very conservative from the start. Is that just a function of the quarterback situation right now? Is that?
It might be a little bit, Steve, but I think it's more we're trying to find out how good we are up front. Can we do this? I think we have some good running backs. And I thought Temple, as I said earlier, I thought Temple had a great plan, and they did some things very well up front that gave us issues. Now, do you have to be able to throw the ball to make that stop? You do. Yeah, you do. we'll get better.
Greg, defensively, have you surpassed expectations that you had coming into the season at this point? I mean, have you seen some positive things that maybe you weren't even expecting to see, considering how young some of those guys are, and even some of the veteran guys who are in the roles?
Yeah, but like I told you at the beginning of the year, there's going to be some young guy mistakes. We had some young guy mistakes on defense today that allowed them to score points, right? And then we had some missed opportunities. Games take on a personality of their own. So if you get a stop or you get a takeaway, the game can go in a whole nother direction. And when you don't, it also can go in a whole nother direction. We had some opportunities that we missed, and then we had some young guy mistakes. So very little things, like I took my eyes off of you and I put them over here for a second. All of a sudden, you're running up the field. Well, that's a touchdown, right? Or it's a big play. So we're going to get better. Again, it's the same thing. No matter how many times your mother told you don't touch the stove, it's hot. What'd you do? Touch the stove. And then after that, you knew I better not touch that thing anymore. So the shame of it is, and we always talk about it in our meetings, is do we all have to touch the stove, or can we learn from each other? But young people do. It's no different than you and I when we started our jobs at the beginning. You make those mistakes, and then you learn, and that's why experience counts for something, right? Otherwise, experience would be free. It's not free.
Greg, you mentioned the fans. Have you seen a Rutgers turnout like this on the road, and how much of a difference does that make?
Well, I thought it made a big difference today. Boy, did they bring great energy. And I think I have, not this time back, but the first time around, we had some tremendous road followings and bowl followings, and that's what good football teams do. We need to get back to that. But to do that, you got to win. Fans are people too, right? They like to go watch wins, and that's what we got to provide them. And I was so happy that they stuck around and we were able to sing with the team. That's what college football's about.
Greg, on the pick six, you had an experienced quarterback in Jason Warner was making his first start. When you call that corner blitz, is that trying to take advantage at that point of maybe his inexperience and not looking for that on a read?
No, I actually thought when he went in the game last week and watching it on tape, he knows what he's doing out there. He's very decisive. He can take a hit and get rid of the ball accurately. There was one today where I literally thought he threw up a hook shot. I'm like, that's picked off. They converted a third down on it. I was like, how the heck? The kid's a good player. I'll tell you, I was very impressed. I told him after the game, you got a bright future. And I understand he's not the biggest guy and all that stuff. What he is a very, he's got a feel for the game.
Is there hope for the Noah might return next week?
There's always hope. I don't know if that's realistic yet. I think he's trying. So it's going to be close. It's going to be close. But I'm not going to ever, risk somebody's long-term future for a day or a week. We just got to do it. The doctors make that decision. And whatever they think, that's what we'll do.
Greg, just obviously passing Frank Burns, you have program record for wins. I mean, what does that mean to you, especially kind of giving some of the twists and turns that it took for you to positions?
Yeah, it took a lot today, didn't it? No, it really, it's nice. The guys were very nice to me in there, but the reality is we're in the middle of building something special. So I'm excited about, I'm excited about those guys being part of it with me, but I've coached so many great players that have won those games. I didn't win any of them. And we got a lot of wins left in us. So it's, again, I've told you guys, I have the utmost respect for Coach Burns. He truly is, in my eyes, just the gentleman of gentlemen in coaching. And he was a hard coach, but he was a gentleman the way he did it. So I learned from him for sure.
Final question for Brian.
Greg, obviously, I was hoping for you from now, things could change, but if Noah and Gavin can go and sign, Evan is the only scholarship guy you have you seen enough from him to be confident that he can lead this office on his own, knowing he's the guy?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into hypotheticals, who's going to be healthy and who's not, but I certainly have confidence in Evan, for sure. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He's a good player. He'll be fine. Hopefully we'll have more than one guy healthy. But, we have some walk-ons that are ready to go as well. So you play who you have. That's one thing I learned a long time ago. Don't worry about who you don't have. Make sure the guys you have, you've done everything you can to prepare them to go out and play well. So one thing that I wanted to just, again, thank our fans and encourage them. Next week, say Scarlet out, right? We're going to We're going to pack that place as if it isn't always scarlet out, right? But everybody wearing red to the game Saturday night. It's going to be a great atmosphere. I just told our team they haven't seen that stadium the way it's going to be. We have, but a lot of those kids haven't. I said, so that's something to think about and get excited about this weekend. So look forward to seeing our fans when we get back home, and everybody wear red to the game. All right? Thank you, Ben.